Alright, so this is going to be the demonstration for the second part of your of the portrait drawings that we're doing in class. So, real important even before we move on to the next step though, make sure to double check on the proportions of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Okay, it's real important to kind of like think about these halves. So pretty much like from the halfway point from the from the top of the head to the bottom of the head, halfway point should be where the eyes are located, and then the halfway point between the eyes and the chin, that's where the bottom of your nose will be located. And the same thing with the mouth, with the bottom of the nose and the chin. This is where your the middle of your mouth is going to be located. It's real important to get these general proportions down. To kind of like figure out where these placements are on your face ahead of time, just because no matter how detailed or how nice you draw like that nose, or how well you draw the eyes or the lips, how accurate you draw the drawing. Even if you make those things look nice, if your nose is like too small or too big or in the wrong place, it's not going to look correct. So, it's real important to get these proportions correct where they should fall on the face. But again, these are just general proportions. I guess it's going to vary from person to person. And as I'm working on the drawing, though, I am going to make many changes and adjustments to the drawing. So I'm just going to start off with like the eyes here, and basically I'm just going to start to add more details to the eyes. So and this is where you're going to actually start to use the mirror and look at what you're drawing. So, I'm just going to draw the curve out a little bit more here. And I'm just going to, just go a little bit darker with my lines. Alright, so when you draw the eyes, though, like the way the eyes work is, pretty much there's like an eye socket in here. So, this is like the part of the head where it kind of goes in a little bit more. So, this is like where the eyebrows would be located. And I'm just going to just draw some squiggly lines for the eyebrows. And it's going to kind of just like wrap around the eye. But basically, like the ways your eyes work, so is this like area right here. This is like where your eye sockets are. So, generally, like if you're to do like a skeleton, this is like the part of the head that kind of like goes inside. And then you have like this round part here where is where your eyeballs are going to be. So, basically you have to kind of create this like illusion that like the eyes go out and then this part of the head kind of goes out. And you're going to do this like with shadows later. But just right now, though, we're just focusing on just the eyes. So, the part right here, this is where your eyebrows are. So I'm just going to make those parts a little bit darker. And then I'm going to draw the eyes out a little bit more. And you kind of like create the illusion of like the eyes here. So this part would be like where your eye duct is. It's gonna be where your eye is, and then you're gonna start to draw like the I think this is the iris of the eye. So this is like the part where it's like darkest, and then inside the iris is gonna be where your pupils is gonna be located. So this is part where it's like where you're gonna have your like darkest dark here, and there's gonna be like a highlight right here on the eye. So that's typically how you would draw the eye. And obviously if you're more female, then you draw like more of like the eyebrows. But I wouldn't even worry about that yet. And then on top of the eye, though, there is a skin that kind of flaps over. So you want to make sure to capture that skin in there. That's how you go about with drawing the eyes. You do the same thing on the other side too. Just make sure proportions are correct. And again, I'm drawing from the mirror, so I'm drawing what I'm seeing in the picture. So make sure to refer back to your your picture or your reference. In our case, it's gonna be like the mirror in the picture. I'm actually gonna draw the eye duct a little outward because you do want to make this portrait look like yourself. You don't want to just like make it look like a generic looking person. So this part is where I'm gonna draw the iris again, the pupils. This part's gonna be dark in the middle. It's actually kind of like darker around the edges too, like this. So you can kind of just do that for now. Again, we're gonna shade and add more details to it later. And again, it's gonna be like the kind of like the skin on top of your eye. And again, there might be like some wrinkles under the eye too, but we're not gonna worry about that yet. And same thing like before, though, we're going to add the eyebrow here. And yeah, it's gonna kind of like follow the same thing where, you know, this is gonna be basically where my eye socket's located. Okay, but that's basically how the eyes will look. Okay, just be really careful with making the eyes looking too big. This is kind of like borderline a little too big, but it's okay though. You know, we're gonna add some more lines in here to kind of make it smaller. All right, as we go on to the nose here, nose is pretty easy. So you know, you just want to continue with the curve on the bottom, and then you're going to draw 2 nostrils on the bottom. Okay, you're not going to just draw like big circles for the nostrils like this. That's no. It's more of like kind of like you can do like a triangle, almost like a flat triangle. So that'd be like the nose there. And because of the angle that I'm at, I'm actually not going to see too many of the nostrils, so I'm just going to draw very lightly there. But after you draw the nostrils, though, there should be like a curve here, though, to, you know, finish the nostrils of your nose. Again, I'm just drawing what I'm seeing in the picture, so, you know, a lot of it's just drawing what you're seeing. Maybe I might just sticking out the eyebrows a little bit more. I'm just gonna do just a general shape for the eyebrows. But you know, I'm just kind of just like laying out like, you know, how things look in the picture. And then as you go down to the mouth down here, again, I'm just making some slight adjustments to the mouth. Because of the angle that I'm at, it's actually a little bit higher. But you know, I'm just gonna draw. You know, we can do like how the packet says. So basically, on the mouth here. Whoops. Lights. I'm just gonna draw a surfboard. So you just draw generally like a shape of a surfboard, and then this part you're gonna you know, curve it in like that. And then because of how my lips are, you know, check if your top or the bottom lip is larger. For where I'm looking at, the bottom of the lip is a little bit shorter than the bottom. The bottom is actually a little bit thicker. Most cases, like when you look at your lips, though, a lot of times your bottom lip's a little bit thicker. But there are some cases where like the top can be a little bit thicker. So, you know, this is just generally the lips. And because of like how the angle is at where the light is, usually like the bottom or the top lip is in shadow, and then the top lip is or top lip's in shadow, and the bottom lip is in the light. So, you know, that's basically how you draw the lips. And then you know, if you look at, my face isn't this skinny. So, you know, we're going to have to basically make the shape of the head a little bit bigger. So I'm actually going to erase these lines here. But, you know, again, these were just lines that we started off with. But now we're, you know, trying to, you know, readjust the drawing to make it look like ourselves. And, you know, my cheek's a lot larger here. My face is more rounder, so I'm going to try to capture more of like that round shape of my face here. So then it looks a lot more like me. And yeah, I feel like the lips should be a little bit higher. But I mean, that's okay though. You know, we'll just have to look at it as we work on it more. So, you know, I'm just drawing what I'm seeing now. I'm just looking at the wrinkles on my face. And I'm just going to draw like a line here for the neck. Okay, so, you know, as you get like the general shape of your face, you know, this is how it should look. And then now we're going to start to add the hair. So when you add the hair, when you draw the hair, you want to draw the shape of the hair. You don't want to just draw like each individual strand. If you look at my hair, I have like a lot of little fine strands here like this. So you don't want to do your hair like this. Okay, that's a no-no. You want to just draw like the outline of your hair. So what I mean by outline, basically you're going to, you could draw like the little strands, but basically like this is like the general shape of my hair right now. I have it like this. It goes around like that. And don't worry about the details yet. You just want to get like the general shape. My hair actually goes out a little bit more. So like you see like the way I drew the cone here. This is actually should go out a little bit more. So I had to like readjust the shape of the head a little bit more. So I kind of like fit like how the shape of my head is, because my face is a little bit more rounder. So I'm just gonna round out my face a little bit more. And this is like where I'm gonna start to add the hair. My hair is actually kind of like a little poofy, kind of poofs out on my head. I'm just only just drawing like the outline of my head, and this is gonna go around like here. And my hair goes, poofs out a little bit more. After I get like that general shape, then I can erase these lines that I don't need here. Okay, and then also my ears. I don't really see too much of my ears, but basically the way the ears work though is the where the bottom of your nostril is. That should be where your bottom of your ear is. It's actually a little bit higher for mine because I'm looking down when I'm doing my drawing, so the angle's a little bit off. But typically you have this bottom of the ear is like around here, and then the top of your should end like around where the eye level is. But again, just make sure you're following your references, because again, a lot of you kind of looking down when you're doing your drawing, so like the proportions may be a little bit off from what you like initially think it is to like what you're actually drawing. And then like a lot of the hair is actually covering my ear here. So I'm just gonna do my facial hair here. Like with like facial hair, you can actually just draw the lines. That's fine. It'll look kind of awkward if you do like a shape, but I think this looks kind of like me. I mean, obviously, I'm going to work on it, add some more details to it, but this pretty much looks like me in a way. All right, but again, just try your best with the portrait drawing. I know this is not an easy task to do, but I do want you guys to have like a bigger improvement from like the first time that you did it, and then like kind of like to like this point here. All right.